Self-inductance of a coil. Now, let me take a coil having n turns in which current I is flowing. Radius of this coil is R. Magnetic field at the center of this coil is given by mu naught Ni by 2R. So, what is the magnetic flux through this one? The flux is given by BA, which is equal to mu naught Ni by 2R into pi r square. Here cancel R and R. So, this will come mu naught Ni pi r by 2. This is the flux passing through this coil due to the current flowing through this one. So, we know that the total flux linked with the coil directly proportional to the amount of current flowing through this one. Whenever this current increases, the total flux through the coil also increases. So, here n is the total number of turns, but here it is given as small n. So, let me take it as n phi only. So, n phi is equal to Li, where L is the self inductance of this coil. So, n into the phi value is mu naught Ni pi r by 2 is equal to Li. I and I get cancelled. So, L is equal to mu naught n square pi r by 2. So, you can see this expression. The self inductance of a coil depends on the first factor is mu naught, permeability. So, nature of the material. Material means at the center of the coil. Generally here I am taking it as air, that is why I am getting mu naught. Let us say this space is filled with some iron rod or something. If it is, if this coil is wound on iron rod, then we should not take mu naught. Instead we take mu. Then this L will become mu n square pi r by 2 mu naught mu r n square pi r by 2. So, this is the nature of the material at the core. Core means at the center of this coil. Second one, the number of turns. Third one, the radius of the coil. Please remember, the self inductance of a coil never depends upon the current flowing through this one. Why? Because here I get cancelled. So, it only depends upon the dimensions of this one, that is radius, and the number of turns, and then the nature of the material at the core. We know that inertia is the inability of a body to change its state by itself. But here the self inductance is also called inertia, but we call it as electrical inertia. In mechanical inertia, the inability of a body to change its state of rest or uniform motion by itself. But electrical inertia is the inability of this coil to change its state of this growth in current or decay in current. Self inductance of a solenoid. So, let me take a solenoid here. The solenoid consists of capital N turns. These are total number of turns. So, N is equal to capital N by L. This is total number of turns by total length. So, this is the number of turns per unit length. So, once again I am going to find out the self inductance of this solenoid. So, I am going to take the direct formula here. N phi is equal to Li. N phi is equal to Li. Here the total number of turns are not small n, this is capital N. So, I am writing total flux linked with the coil N phi is equal to Li. So, this N can also be written as, see this one, product of number of turns per unit length and total length of this one. So, I am going to write N L into flux is the product of magnetic field induction and area of this coil is equal to Li. So, N L into the magnetic field at the center of the solenoid, we know this formula mu naught Ni, and the area of this coil. So, let us say this is A is equal to Li. I and I get cancelled. So, self inductance is given by mu naught N square Al. Here also you can see the self-inductance depends on this material. Here inside the solenoid present we have air, that's why I am writing mu naught here. If material is placed along the axis of the solenoid, then this will be replaced by mu here, which is equal to mu naught into mu r. So, self-inductance of a solenoid also depends upon the material at the core, as it is to this one. Number of turns like this, here also number of turns, and also the length of the solenoid, but it also depends upon the area of the solenoid. If the radius is given, you can write pi r square here, otherwise you can just write a here. Now, the next one, suppose if you take one square loop here. So, self-inductance of a square loop. So, in this let us say some current is passing through this one, I like this. What is the self-inductance of the square loop? Once again I am going to write the same formula, N phi is equal to Li. The amount of current here is I. So, what are N? N is the number of turns in this square loop. So, N into, so this is BA, which is equal to Li. So, the total number of turns N, magnetic field of a square loop that we studied in, we learnt in moving charge and magnetism, 2√2 mu naught times the current by pi into side of this one. Let us say the side of the square is equal to A. So, as it is a square, this is also become A. So, pi A into, this is the magnetic field due to one square loop. If there are n turns, this will become n into this. This is the total flux linked with this one, and area of this one is A into A. This is A square, this is A, which is equal to Li. Now, you can cancel I and I. So, from this the self-inductance of this coil is given by, this square loop is given by the terms 2√2 mu naught, 2√2 mu naught n square by pi. Here you can cancel A and A. So, this will become mu naught n square A by pi. So, this is the self-inductance of a square loop. Mutual induction. If there is a coil which is connected to a battery here with the help of a key, and there is another coil here, if this key is closed here, we call it as a primary coil. This is the primary coil or first coil, and we call this as a secondary coil. Whenever there is a change in current through the primary coil, the flux through the primary coil will pass like this. That means the same flux can pass through the secondary coil also. So, whenever there is a change in current passing through the primary coil, the flux through the neighboring coil or secondary coil also changes. So, now let us say the current is 0 here initially. When the current is 0, no field will be produced along this coil. So, due to this no EMF will be induced here. When this current increases to 1 ampere, so there is a change in current here. So, this is the di by dt. In a given time, current is changing by a small fraction. So, whenever there is a change in time, change in current with respect to time, so EMF will be developed here. So, we can find out this one by using a formula. Similarly, if it increases to 2 amperes, 3 amperes, 4 amperes, 5 amperes, slowly when it increases, the EMF also increases here. When this current becomes constant, let us say 5 amperes, then no EMF will be induced here. That means EMF will be induced in the secondary coil whenever there is a change in current in the primary coil. Suppose if the current is not changing, then what happens? So, if the current is not changing, let us say I is equal to constant, we can write the total flux linked with the secondary coil So that I am going to write N2, that is number of turns in the secondary coil, into phi 2 is directly proportional to the current flowing through the primary coil. Now this can also be written as N2 into, this is BA is directly proportional to I or M into I1. So here you can write N2 into, here this B, magnetic field due to the first coil is also passing to the second coil. So I can write this as B1A2. Remember this, Nt is the total number of turns second coil. This is the flux through the secondary coil, which is equal to product of the field that is produced by the primary coil into area of the secondary, because these lines are passing through this area, which is equal to M into I1. So now I can write N2 into magnetic field due to the primary coil. Here it is the solenoid. So this is mu naught N1 I1 into A2 is equal M into I1. I1 get cancelled. This total number of turns can also be given as N2. So here I can write M is equal to, this is N1, total number of turns. Suppose if you want to take the total number of turns, let us say this is not a solenoid. If you take a coil here, you can write mu naught Ni by 2R. If it is a solenoid, you can write like this. So this will become mu naught N1 N2 A2. This is the expression. Now, as these two are solenoid, let us say if these two are solenoid, this can also be written as M is equal to mu naught. This number of turns per unit length in the primary coil, here this is first coil. So N1 is equal to total number of turns in the first coil by length of this coil. So in place of N1, you can write N1 by L, N2 into A2. This is the mutual inductance between these two. So the final expression will become N2 phi 2 is equal to Mi1. This is the expression where M is the mutual inductance between the two coils. And you can see the mutual inductance between these two coils also measured in Henry only. Self inductance is measured in Henry, as well as mutual is also measured in Henry only. If you differentiate this one, differentiating with respect to time here, you can write N2 d phi 2 by dt is equal to M di by dt. So this is a negative of the EMF. E minus is equal to M di by dt, or E is equal to minus M di by dt. That means EMF will be induced in the secondary coil only if there is a change in current in the primary coil. So what is mutual induction? The process in which, the phenomena in which an EMF will be induced in the secondary coil or neighboring coil due to the rate of change of current in the primary coil is called mutual induction. So I am writing the phenomenon in which EMF is induced in the secondary coil or the neighboring coil due to rate of change of current in the primary coil. Here the mutual inductance between two solenoids, this is the first solenoid with the total number of turns N, this is second solenoid with total number of N2. So here this is the length of the first solenoid only. Now the mutual inductance between these two is given by M12, or this can also be written as M21. If you send current through this one, I1 current, the mutual inductance between these two is this much. Instead of sending current through the primary coil, if you send current through the secondary coil also, then also you get the same formula. But whether it is current through primary coil or secondary coil, mutual inductance never depends upon the amount of current flowing through this one. That's why there is no problem. So that's why M only depends on these 6 factors. The first one, the mutual inductance between these two coils depends upon the number of turns in the coils. So that is the first point, because this question was given so many times in multiple choice questions. Mutual inductance between two coils or two solenoids depends on dash. So they will give any 3, the fourth one is all the above, or they may give only 1, and so they may give some other quantities. Second one, the area of the coil and how they are depends, that means how they affect the mutual inductance. M directly proportional to the number of turns, product of the number of turns in the coil, directly proportional to area of the coil, Third one, the distance between the two coils. So here, whatever the field that produced here, magnetic field due to the flow of current in this one, so that will pass through the second one. But remember students, the gap between these two is filled with air, so we call it as air gap. Due to this air gap, generally, let us say flux through this one is phi 1, flux through this one is phi 2. So we cannot say that phi 1 is equal to phi 2 as it is air. So due to this air gap, generally phi 1 greater than phi 2. That means the total lines here, this line is passing completely through the coil, but it is passing out of the coil here. So this line is not passing through all the coils here, all the turns there. So generally due to air gap, this is now the coefficient of self-inductance of two coils, that is L1 and L2. So here, if you take only the first coil, it will have a self-inductance L1, this will have a self-inductance L2, and it also depends upon L1, L2. So we will prove with that formula also later. And the fifth one, the magnetic permeability. Here in these two coils, air is the core, there is no other material. Suppose if this is filled with some material, if it is filled with some other material, or completely filled with a single material, then also this mutualism between these two coils will change. And also the sixth one is orientation of the coils. Remember students, if the first coil is placed like this and the second coil is placed like this, so these are called coaxial coils, so only single axis. So between two coaxial coils, whatever the flux that is produced through the primary coil will pass to the second coil, or maximum flux pass through this one. Here M will be maximum. In this case, the mutual induction will be maximum. So this is the orientation, that means along the same axis. Suppose if the first primary coil is like this and the secondary coil is like this, here these are separated by some distance. So here distance between two coils, if this gap increases, the mutual induction will be decreased. Why? Because see, these are the lines that are passing through this one. Here you can see all the three lines are passing through this coil, but here only one line is completely passing through this one. So if the distance increases for the same cases, now let us say if you take one more here. So now let us say three are passing like this and only one now, that too very small. That means it is linked with only two turns here, but it is linked with all the turns here. So as soon as this distance between the two coils increases, here if distance between the two coil increases, the mutual induction between the two coils will decrease. Reason is the entire flux will not pass to the neighboring coil or secondary coil. So it depends upon the orientation, how they are placed. And one more point, if it is the first coil here and if the second coil is placed like this, see the total flux that is passing through this one will not pass through this one. Even though these two lines are passing through this one, but the flux that is passing along the axis or field along the axis should be considered. So here mutual induction should be become 0 or minimum. Mutual inductance between two coils. So let me take two coils here. This is the first coil and this is the second coil here. The radius of the inner one is, let us say, R1 and this is R2. Number of turns are N1, this is N2. Now let us say some current is passing through this one. Whether current is passing through this one or this one, no problem, but let me take the current is passing through the outer coil here. So what is the magnetic field at the center due to this current? So I am going to write magnetic field due to the second coil at the center is equal to mu naught N2 I2 by 2R2. This is the magnetic field at the center of the secondary coil. But how much flux is passing this one? As the current is flowing like this, field is outwards. So these are the magnetic field lines that are acting outwards here. These are the magnetic field lines. But what is the flux linked with the inner coil? So we should not consider these flux lines. The flux lines that are passing through this area should be considered. So the flux through the first coil, this is first coil, is given by magnetic field due to second coil into area of the first coil only. That means we are multiplying this total magnetic field with only this area, so that I will get the flux linked with this coil. I should not consider the flux that is passing around this coil only through this coil. So now flux through the inner coil is equal to mu naught N2 I2 by 2R2 into area of the inner coil pi R1 square into, this is the total flux linked with 1 ton. As it has N1 tons, you can write N1 here. So this is N1. So what is the flux linked with the inner coil? This is mu naught, number of turns, that is N1 into N2 pi R1 square into I2 by 2R2. So this is the flux linked with the inner coil. But as I am finding the magnetic field, mutual inductance, so I am going to write M12, mutuals between the first and secondary coil, M12 I2 is equal to N5. So this is the total flux linked with all the coils. Total flux linked with N1 turns. This is the total flux. Directly I am going to write this one. Mu naught N1 N2 pi R1 square I2 by 2R2. Now cancel I2. So what is the mutual inductance between the first coil and second coil? This is mu naught N1 N2 pi R1 square by 2R2. So this is the mutual inductance. You can see mu naught is a constant, number of turns constant, pi constant, 2 constant, R1, R2, they are all constants. It all depends upon this one. For these number of turns, for a given number of turns, mutual inductance is directly proportional to R1 square by R2. R1 is the inner one, R2 is the outer radius. Similarly, if you consider two square loops here, this is a square loop and this is a smaller one, smaller square, and this side is A, this side let us say B. As we know that if it has N1 N2 turns, here we can write mutual inductance between these two also directly proportional to square of this one, inner one, that is A square by this side B. So you can write like this. So mutual inductance between these two directly proportional to square of the side of the inner square by the side of the outer square. Similarly, if you take one square here and I have taken one circular coil here, radius of this one is R, side of this coil, let us say this is B. So what is the mutual inductance between these two? This is also directly proportional to square of this value, that is R square by B. So mutual inductance between these two or between these two or between these two directly proportional to square of the inner dimension by side the dimension of the outer edge. Two coils of self inductance L1, this is another coil of self inductance L2. So the mutual inductance between these two coils is given by M directly proportional to L1 into L2. Actually this is square of this one. So M directly proportional to root L1 L2. The M is equal to K into root L1 L2. So this is the relation between mutual inductance of two coils and their self inductance. Generally this K is called coefficient of coupling. Which is having no units and no dimension. Why? Because this is measured in Henry. This is also Henry into Henry and root will become Henry. So K has no unit. It is just a number. So when for maximum values we can write, we can take this K as 1 and this can be written as M is equal to root L1 into L2. If you know the self inductance of two coils, the maximum mutual inductance between those two coils will be given by root over L1 L2. So this is the expression. Now combination of inductors. Now if you join two coils, this is the first coil having self inductance L1 and it is connected to another coil of self inductance L2, and let us say these two are connected to a battery. So what is the effective self-inductance of this combination? So here let us say the total EMF of this cell is equal to E. What is the EMF induced in this one? The EMF induced in the first primary coil or first coil, E1 is equal L1 into, let us say current flowing through this one is I. So let us say this current is changed, this one di by dt. So across this first inductor, EMF induced is E1. Across second inductor, EMF induced is E2. So this E2 is given by L1 into di by dt. I am not considering this minus here. I am just taking only the positive values here. So the total EMF induced here must be equal to these two. So from this you can write E is equal to E1 plus E2 here. What is this total E? Total EMF induced is equal to the total equivalent self-inductance of this combination by the rate of change of current, which is equal to L1 into di by dt plus L2 into di by dt. Cancel, cancel, cancel. So L equivalent is equal L1 plus L2. So it is just similar to the resistors. When two resistors connected in series, the total resistance is given by R1 plus R2. Here the total effective self-inductance of this combination is given by L1 plus L2. Coils in series such that current in both are same sense. So when current is given here, this current I will pass through this one in the same sense. Same sense means this is also called aiding current. The current here is passing like this, and the same current will pass through this one also like this. In both coils, the sense of current is same. So this circuit can also be drawn as the first one. This will, some EMF will be induced here. This is E1, and due to the mutual induction between these two, and some more EMF will be induced here, E2. So instead of this single coil, I am drawing two cells here, as these are in same sense, and here also the second coil, this is E3, this is EMF induced due to the self-inductance of the second coil, and this is the self-induct, this is a mutual inductance, EMF induced due to the mutual inductance in the secondary coil. So this is connected to a resistor of resistance R and a battery V here. Now here what is E1? E1 is equal L1 di by dt. This is L1 di by dt. E2 is equal to M di by dt. M is the mutual inductance between these two coils. Why? Because whatever the current that is passing here, it will produce some flux. That flux will pass to this one. I can this M into di by dt. E3 is equal L di by dt. E4 is equal to M di by dt. So by using all these four, the total voltage given is V. The EMF induced which opposes this one is E1 plus E2 plus E3 plus E4. So the total potential is V minus E1 plus E2 plus E3 plus E4, which is equal to, this is the net potential difference equal to product of current that is passing to this one. Let us say this is I and resistance R. So from this we can write V minus, this can be written as L1 di by dt plus M plus L2 plus M di by dt is equal to IR, which can also be written as L equivalent. First of all, let me write like this. So in this case, this is L1 plus L2 plus M plus M can be written as V minus L1 plus L2 plus 2M di by dt. So this is the net EMF, which is equal to IR. Now instead of this 4 cells, we can connect a single cell here, or the combination can be taken as a single coil here. So we can write V minus L equivalent to di by dt is equal to Ri. So from this we can write L equivalent is equal to, so final expression here is the total effective self-inductance of this combination. L equivalent is equal sum of the two self-inductance of these two coils, which is equal, this is L1, this is L2, plus 2 times the mutual inductance between these two coils, 2M. So you can use this formula when both are aiding or same sense, when the current in the both coils is same sense. Here I can draw this diagram as this is the first circuit, this is E1. So E1 is given by L1 into di by dt, but these two are in opposite sense. The mutual inductance EMF induced due to mutual inductance will be opposite to this main EMF. So E1, so E2 will be M di by dt. This is about first coil. For the second coil, this will be E3 and this will be E4. E3 because of the self-inductance, which is equal to L2 di by dt. E4 is equal to M di by dt. Now finally you can write V minus E1 minus E2 here plus E3 minus E4 is equal to IR. So this can be written as, so now you can substitute these values here. I can get this equation as L1 minus M here, because this is opposite, these two are opposite sense. So I can write directly L1 plus L2 minus 2M di by dt is equal to IR. So the effective self-inductance of this combination when the coils are connected in opposite sense is given by L equivalent is equal L1 plus L2 minus 2M. Now in parallel combination, what is the EMF induced here? E1 is given by L1 di by dt. What is EMF induced in second coil? E2 is equal L2 di by dt. The net EMF is given by L equal into di by dt. But as these two are connected in parallel, so these two must be same. So I can write E1 is equal to E2 is equal to E is equal L di by dt, which is equal to L1 di by dt, L2 di by dt. Now, as the current coming from this battery, let us say this is I, this current divides into I1 and I2. So I can write this as I is equal to I1 plus I2. Differentiate this with respect to time. I can write di by dt is equal di1 by dt di2 by dt. What is di by dt? You can see this here, E1 by L1. So this di by dt here you can write as this, you can write it as E by L equivalent, which is equal to, here this di by dt can be written as E1 by L1 plus E2 by L2. As these EMFs a parallel combination, this same. So 1 by L equivalent is equal to 1 by L1 plus 1 by L2, similar to the resistors in parallel. So you can take LCM for this one. Finally, in parallel combination, you can write this as L1 L2 by L1 plus L2. This is the equivalent self-inductance of the two coils which are connected in parallel to a source of potential V.